So I hope everyone's weekend is going well, relaxing, hopefully not too busy. That is how another dog here. Anyway, that's how I plan my weekends, is doing as little as possible and kind of hanging out with the dogs all weekend. And husband. I do have a husband. He exists. So there's that. Otherwise, I am going to get started with my week 1 routine and thoughts. And hopefully if you guys have questions in the middle, feel free to chip in and I'll try to answer and get to your question. If not, just bug me about it and I'll try to get to it after the live. So, week 1 was actually, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday. I started doing a full routine last Thursday. I got the box on Wednesday. So now we're at week 1 in 3 days. Hubby might make a cameo if I help him with his workout plan. He's feeling very camera shy right now because he gained a lot of weight having come to the States, and he's like, I love American food, but there's so much of it. So we'll see. We'll try to get him to cameo. I have my notes on my legal pad in front of me, so if you see me looking down, I am looking at notes and not zoning out. Well, I might be zoning out. Hopefully not. So the first thing I really like about the spring box that I wasn't expecting is that it has both options, thicker and thinner, because spring, well, in Michigan has all these different kinds of days. Like I was telling you guys yesterday, that this week we had a 60-degree day. It was really sunny and really warm, and it actually started feeling like summer, and then the next day it snowed and was 25, 30 degrees. So I have the thicker serums for those kind of colder, more wintry days, and then the lighter moisturizers and serums for the more sunnier and more spring-like days. So that's what I really like about the spring box. It gives you all these options. Definitely Pearl would be a PM or a wintry day option. I would say blush plays well with both days, both wintry and not. I'm starting to really get used to it as a good overall kind of base product too. Good morning, Foon in Singapore. And then Dorian Gray, like I was saying in some of my other posts, I don't really have a good sunscreen right now, or else I would use it for both AM and PM. So right now it's only PM, but I would definitely recommend it for both. And where did my serum mist go? And then of course Lotus Serum Mist, which I really like. That can be good overall too. I actually take this to the office for if I need a midday kind of spruce up. So this is actually really nice to just actually carry around versus some of my other products where they're glass and it kind of makes me nervous to carry it to the office. But Lotus Serum Mist I'm liking as a daily travel accessory. Quinley says Sierra Mist. My most noticeable improvement so far in week 1 has been this fun dark spot under my eye. It was like an acne spot, and then it turned into kind of I guess you call it an age spot sometime in the past 5 years or so. You don't see it in my other pictures, in my college years, and then boom, it's there. It's gotten a lot lighter. The tone is evening out. It was quite large in diameter before. And I have a dog hair in my eye. Hold on one second. All right. Crisis averted. Foon definitely use Dorian Gray in the day. I would if I could, if I had a good sunscreen, but I don't. So it has retinol, so make sure you sunscreen afterwards. But yeah, this was a lot bigger in diameter, and I see it's getting smaller, so the tone, that means the tone is evening out on the diameter, the fringe edges, and now it's just a smaller spot. I also have one right here. Again, the same thing is that the edges have lightened up in tone and it's evening out, and that is definitely Dorian Gray serum. So this is a must for me, and I'm definitely gonna get it for my dad now. I got it for my mom. She loves it. She swears by it. And she's, you know, like in Asian cultures, it's very competitive, and my mom is particularly a kind of competitive individual. So she has her, like, you know, Korean mom buddies, and she told me this week 2 of them noticed how, like, her wrinkles have really tightened up, and they were like, oh, we didn't know you got doctor's visits. And she's like, oh, my daughter, again, Asian cultures, my daughter got me this amazing serum, and this is not a facelift. So she's been texting me about it. So it's made a really dramatic difference on her face. With mine, it's been the dark spots, so it's for wrinkles and evening up tone. So I am a huge fan of it. The third thing that I noticed in week 1 that I really wasn't expecting is the glowiness of skin. I have really never had glowy skin in the spring because it's like that change of seasons, and you get even duller because of the temperature fluctuations. I has English. And then it just gets really dull, just emerging from Michigan winter. It's kind of like you've been hibernating in a cave all winter, and you have to go out in the sun, and it's not pretty. But with the spring box and all the different products working together, I'm definitely feeling a really nice glow, and that's made me super happy. So there's that. Adeline is too kind. She says my skin is the definition of glowing. Some days it's a lot more consistent with Sabbatical Beauty that I feel like, because I'm working on it. So thank you. AM versus PM. So like I just mentioned, Dorian Gray is unfortunately for me a PM routine because of the lack of good sunscreen. Otherwise, I've been using all of the Springbox products in the AM minus the Dorian Gray. But also I haven't really been using the Donkey Milk Sleeping Pack during the day. That's just a personal preference because for me it's more of acne treating, so I don't feel the need to use it in the AM, and it's more, my skin kind of flares up more towards the end of the day, so it's less preventative and more like aftercare. So there's that, and then after sun for the days that have been particularly sunny and I haven't worn makeup, and my makeup right now is my foundation is the only like SPF stuff I have. That's been nice. So lots of after sun use, especially this area on my cheeks that gets very reddish and not happy. So that's been the difference in my AM and PM routines. Otherwise, what I really like about the Springbox is, like, I guess when you say spring, Michigan is not exactly the epitome of spring, even when it's like April or May. When I think of spring, I think of like flowers blooming and gardens, and Michigan has like 3 days of that, I swear. So we don't really get a spring, we get like 3 days and then summer. Like really, really, really cold or like nasty and rainy, and then 3 days of really, really pretty spring, and then boom, snow. And Adel says yes, it can snow in June. It snows on Mother's Day, which I think is like May 31st or something. Yeah, it's not a very spring-like state. But with the Springbox, I feel like it's spring because first it's like a visual thing. I see like the rose petals in the Blush Beauty oil, so it's like, oh, this could possibly be coming. And then with the rose gold, it feels like sunshine because of that little bit of shimmeriness. You know, it's like seeing the sun kind of reflect off a few things. And then, oh my god, and then after sun, because of the gardenia, it feels like you're walking in a garden. And like the smell really helps. And then same with the Camellia Rose with the rosy scent. Obviously the Blush Beauty oil has a really nice scent too. So it's just like, I can feel like spring at my skincare desk, even if outside it's just bleh and not fun. So that's what I've been really been enjoying about the box. And right now I have put on as my PM routine. I've already cleansed with vacuum cleaner, cleansing oil. I did a double cleanse with my mild soap afterwards. I double masked. I was really ambitious today. I double masked with Camellia Rose and then chased it with my Holy Lotus, which is right here. So with the Camellia Rose, it's a really good exfoliator, so I exfoliated, and then following that up with the Holy Lotus is a really nice kind of like soothing action. And then after VCCO and all the double masking, I used Asian Powerhouse, so that's kind of still my good base. And then afterwards is Piper's Peat, which I totally didn't realize you could still incorporate your regular routine. So like the first 2 days that I tried the spring box without it, my skin flared up. So Piper's Peat definitely helps. And then right afterwards was Dorian Gray because we are in PM. And I did the Lotus Serum Mist. So I piled the things on. And I'm done Pearl. So what I've got left is Blush Beauty Oil and then follow it up with the Donkey Milk. And while I talk to you guys, I figured I would put on my Blush Beauty Oil. There's been a bit of a learning curve with it, but I think I've got it. So I mentioned this in yesterday's video too, but if you guys missed that, we're going to go over some of the spots on your face that you might be missing as you're putting on things. And Blush Beauty Oil is actually really nice for that. So if you've forgotten spots on your face and you just notice in your last step, I would highly recommend it with one of the thinner consistency serums, like with Piper's Peat, with Asian Powerhouse. What are the other thinner serums? Blush Beauty Oil. I know there's Camellia Oil. Lotus Serum Mist might be a little difficult because sometimes I forget to look where I'm aiming before I close my eyes, and I just kind of like spritz it. So I'm gonna figure out a better way to do that. So I would recommend with the thinner consistency stuff to grab all the spots on your face. So while I'm talking, I'm gonna start with the beauty oil and again kind of go over the spots that you may miss on your face. So like I said yesterday, I go for the big areas first. So my forehead, again, fourth finger. I know I harp on it, but I like that it's the lightest application. And then this cheek here, so I go ahead and grab the big spots first. And then my other cheek here, and my chin. So I make sure I grab all the big areas. And then I go in for the spots that you miss, like this. We learned yesterday, this is called your nasolabial lines, and it kind of sounds really dirty, so I try not to think about the name of it, but these are your nasolabial lines, and follow them all the way around to your mouth because you can easily miss those spots. And then right under your nose too, and this little part, I need to look up the name of right here under your nose because I don't know the name of that. But anyways, that's a spot that you could possibly miss. And today it looks like I need some more. So when you're putting on products, some days I need a little less, some days my skin is a little more needy. So it's not always very consistent. I know some people ask how much do you use, so sometimes that's why I feel like I sound ambiguous, a few droplets here and there. But it really depends on your day and what the weather's been like and what kind of conditions you've been in. So there's that. We mentioned this yesterday. The skin on your eyebrows and your brow bone is really easily missed. So don't forget those. And this small triangle here that I used to miss as well. And then these lines, like right where you have your baby hairs and the very top of your forehead, I miss this spot a lot right up here because I feel like it's hair, but it's not. So right up there, and this side. So it's not really scalp, but and then this little bit of your ear right here, and this whole area right here. And I've been trying to follow all the way like below my jawline too, because I've been noticing I'm getting a bit of acne just dotting along here. Oh, and then one more thing. Some people have mentioned Dorian Gray on your neck, so I've already done that. And Dorian Gray right now is the only part that I've been using on my neck. But there may be other products, so I'm open to your suggestions on what else I should be using for my neck area, because that's a major area for wrinkles and aging and so on and so forth. Sad face. Anyhow, there's that. What else? Yesterday we mentioned a little bit about hygiene, and I forgot to mention, so we went over cell phone usage and how to disinfect your cell phone, because it's really great if you use the Springbox products, but if you're not treating the underlying causes, like your dirty cell phone and touching it and then touching your face without washing your hands, that's no good. No amount of product is going to help you. So, another thing I realized is when you are making a phone call, right? That's why I try to disinfect my phone a lot, and I hold it like away from my cheek, kind of like this. So I may look really silly, but I'm trying to preserve my face and my cheek. So the phone isn't like pressed up against here and the screen is touching my face. And so number one, the products get on the phone screen. But number two, there's a lot of stuff on your screen, especially you guys, if you use your cell phone in the bathroom. I know you do, because I know I do. So, if you use your cell phone in the bathroom, make sure you're disinfecting it particularly well, because if you took it in the bathroom and then you make a phone call and press it up against your face, yeah. Courtney says, gross, I use headphones with a mic. I try to do that as well. If I'm in a hurry, I'll do that with holding the phone as far away from cheekage as possible, or going on speakerphone. Whichever one. So that could be a cause of breakouts, especially in the spring, and especially if you use your phone in the bathroom like I do. It's not a bad thing, it's just, I'm just saying, you need to disinfect it a lot more. We also talked about pillowcases too, so make sure you're cleaning those out. And again, while you're doing your routine, if you're waiting between serums and you touch your phone, wash your hands, and also wash off your spatulas if you're a one spatula gal like me. Courtney says, your phone is nasty, y'all. Your phone really, it is quite nasty, so watch out for it. Let's see, what else am I missing? Oh, so next week I have two things about my lives next week that I'm really excited about. Well, I have my hair up because I just took a nice bath as I was masking, so you can't see it, but my hair right now is this length, and next Friday I have a haircut appointment for spring, and it's gonna be a drastic change, so I'm excited. You guys will definitely have to catch it on my live, because I'm not gonna post up any photo updates before my live, because I want the folks who watch my live to catch it first. So there's that. And then number two, that's really exciting, and I started talking about it a little in my update post yesterday. But, so my husband has started to gain an interest in using products, which, you know, you guys know about, right? He started with vacuum cleaner cleansing oil, which I found out he was using. Oh my god, you guys, now that I'm on video, I will show you how much he was using. I walked in the bathroom, and he was pumping it out like it was some freaking shampoo. Like, he had it up to there, a vacuum cleaner cleansing oil. And I was like, what happened to the pea-sized amount? He's like, my face is bigger than yours. I'm like, not shampoo-sized bigger than mine. Anyway. And I thought he was using Asian Powerhouse because I got it for us to use together. But, like, he wasn't, because he was like, I don't know what order of stuff I need to use, so on and so forth, blah, 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 excuses, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, and I think it's been about a week now, for about 5 or 6 days, I've literally been like sitting him down and handing him products one by one after they soak in to use on his face. So at first it was kind of like, kind of forced, like just a little bit, like, you know, I would put the product on my finger and just dab it on his face and go, oh, guess you have to spread it out now, right? Right? Because this is really expensive and you don't want to waste it. He's like, oh my God, woman. And then he'd spread it out. So anyways, start out like this. That might be a tip for you guys. This is really expensive. Oh, now it's on your face. Now you gotta spread it out. So spread it all out. Thanks. Bye. Oh, now it's step 2 on your face too. So we've started this, and there's like dog hairs flying around as I'm gesturing. We started this about 5 or 6 days ago, and it's actually been working really well. Like, we'll both sit down and do this routine. So, you know, I'll put some on his hand. I'll be like, hold your hand out, and he's like playing his video game. So fine. So he holds his hand out, and I put droplets of whatever product on his hand, and he's like, well, what's this for? And I have to remind him every single time, like, this is Dorian Gray, it's for anti-aging, it's for your wrinkles. I don't have wrinkles. Shh, just put on a face. Shh, just put on a face. Pearl serum. He's like, I don't know why I'm putting pearls on my face. I'm like, it's for anti-aging. Like, that's the magic word for him, y'all. Like, when I say anti-aging, he will put whatever on his face. So I'm like, everything's for anti-aging. It's not. I know it's not. But, pearl is for glow and evening skin tone, by the way. It's not all anti-aging, so you know, guys. Anyway, so he's been doing that for about 5 or 6 days, and I didn't realize, but he also has a dark spot that he's not been happy with. So we've been trying to focus on it with Dorian Gray. Unfortunately, we don't have pictures because he's very camera shy, but I'll give you some of his verbal updates next week. So we're kind of both going to be in week 2, my husband and I, of our products, and I'll give you, you know, kind of like his dude's perspective, hubby's perspective on everything. So far, he does complain when things are a thicker consistency. So if you guys are thinking of gifting it to partners, maybe stick to the lighter ones. That's been his kind of concern. He's like, oh, it's really sticky. I'm like, just wait for it to soak in. It's not going to be sticky forever, but it's kind of a hard sell. So if you're wanting someone to start out and, you know, not complain as much, like Lucky, maybe start out with the lighter oils, especially like Piper's Pete, and then Dorian Gray is definitely a lighter consistency. Blush Beauty oil might be a hard sell for guys in terms of Springboks because it's got petals in it, and some folks are a little sensitive about their masculinity. Luckily, Lucky is not, so he's just like, meh, whatever with the petals. But as long as it doesn't smell absolutely like too florally, he's okay with it. Camellia Rose was a little bit florally for him, but I told him it exfoliates. And if your partner has a little bit of like stubble here and a little bit of stubble here, like my husband does, apparently, flakage happens a lot in this area, was what he was pointing out to me, like this area and this area, for him particularly. So any kind of exfoliating stuff might be a good idea for gifting and kind of convincing. So there's that. Anything else I'm missing about week 1 of my skin box? Any questions that you guys have? Let me know. I'll try to answer it either right now or after the video. Otherwise, next week will be lots of fun with some updates from my husband on his thoughts on the Springboks. And obviously my drastic fun haircut. I'm gonna try not to chicken out, but I'm hoping for like super drastic shortness. So we'll see. We might go with a bob, but I'm gonna try to go for very drasticiness. Otherwise, I will see you all next week. If you're watching this on YouTube, like my video. Speaking of which, we'll bring the dog back. Mocha, come on. Come say bye to everyone. No? No? Come on. Come on. Come on, Pops. Come on, Pops. If you were on YouTube, please like our videos on Sabbatical Beauty and subscribe to the channel for more puppies and, most importantly, skincare tips. So otherwise, I will see you all next week and in the group. Bye, guys!